These are the fragments of a broken hymen, breaking walls, discipling a fountain pen, overwriting catharsis, scribbling your name again and again. Truth cannot be forsaken. We are deeply rooted, inheriting the God-given. Welcome to the fourth season of Forward and Byword here on Thinking Man's Classroom. My name is Cookie, and today we are joined by Grane, AA, Patawaran, and Opa. She's a theater actress. AA is the lifestyle editor of the Manila Bulletin, and Grane, of course. Who doesn't know Grane? she's a great musician and singer. So there. My first question to you guys: why do you think you're here? Why do you exist? Why are you artists? Why are you writers? Who wants to go first?
Well, when I watched the performances a while ago, I was very, very much inspired, and because I'm having a transition period in my life right now.
Okay.
And I want to focus on hindi masyadong consumer driven. Yeah. So, yun. Well, as an artist, because I teach, I want to inspire little people, young
Kids.
ones, yes, especially students, to pursue what
Pursue
they
art.
want. Yeah, what they soul, what their soul tells them. And
What does your soul tell you?
to
Do you like to listen to your soul?
Of course, a lot of times, and
Okay.
I mean the inner self.
Okay. Are you guys in touch with your souls as well?
I think we all are in touch with our souls. It depends on, again, we were talking earlier about subjective and how things are different from each individual. But we are, even unconsciously, we are in touch and connected with our souls.
Because I know some people who'd rather, let their souls, go someplace else and,
Go some places.
they'd rather not focus on the deep things in life.
Alright.
They'd rather, just be their shallow nature. So,
I think I'm kind of like that, but not exactly so. But I've always sort of like shunned whatever art I had in me. I mean, I was a voracious reader and all of that. I took journalism, which I don't think is an art course. It's an applied art course. But even when I was like in UP, I sort of like detached myself from the artist type.
How come?
I'm a creature of commerce. I
Okay,
believe
okay.
in materialism. I mean, at the time. I mean, as an editor, I was my first stint was with a magazine for the affluent, and that was my religion. And my religion was to teach kids to have an appreciation for Hermes or Louis Vuitton.
Okay.
I want, because I grew up in that milieu. You know what I mean? As a kid, I would imagine myself eating at the Ritz. Imagining exotic food like ostrich eggs costing $200. That was my dreams when I was growing up. And then when I sort of like graduated towards the path.
Okay. When did you start reflecting?
What about these things?
Yes.
Well, when I became editor of a magazine for the affluent Asian male type that was when I started dabbling in meditation. I was interested in Buddhism.
Oh, that is
I was reading Salman Rushdie and stuff like that. Because I was like in search of. I think that I've been constantly in search, but at the time I thought that maybe just when I'm supposed to be promoting material wealth and popularity and stuff like that, I'm going the opposite way. Professionally. Personally, I was going the opposite way because I would like meditate 15 minutes a day, twice a day, every day. But along those lines, I thought that maybe my role is to sort of like bridge the gap between the profound and the practical. And I sort of like played that role for maybe a decade or so until I started writing. Until I wrote my
Okay.
book, and that's when I started to see myself as an author, somebody who had an opinion and stuff like that. So that's when I started to like venture deeper into what I could offer as a person with my experiences and stuff.
As a writer,
Yeah.
what have you learned so far?
Well, number one, I think that I'm sort of like empowered now because I feel that I was responsible for all the consumerism that we hate now. I mean, in the
I don't hate
90s,
consumerism.
in the 90s, I was like super. I mean, I thought that maybe the Philippines was poor because we were not like New York. You know, like in New York, poor people from all over the world would go, but they have Fifth Avenue. They could walk around and they could see breakfast at, you know, the Tiffany window, like in Breakfast at Tiffany's. They could go to the Central Park and jog around with the likes of Madonna. But here, the gap between the rich and the poor was so wide. And
Yeah.
then, so that when you're poor, your reality is just your poverty. You open your window and you see nothing but poverty. You have no access to you know, life, the possible wealthy life that you could have access to, whether or not you like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like a lot of people from Eastern Europe or from the Philippines to go to New York, they're not interested in Hermes or Louis Vuitton, but it's there, it's accessible to them whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
And so for me, parang that empowers you.
That is, I wanted to just really comment on what you said. That's great.
Yeah.
What I love about that is when you go back to your question, why do we exist? Why are we here?
Yeah.
You know, that was your original question. And that is for me, as artists, it could be through writing, could be through music, could be through visuals. People that we can consider poor, that have no access to beauty, that is the role of the artist, to bring the beauty everywhere.
Yes.
To become the embodiment of beauty. And beauty can be God, can be the universe, can be, you know, and I think every individual in this world, it's just a major conditioning of our mind that we search for outer material wealth as we grow up, and as we get more and more in touch with our inner self, the more that we want to find the inner wealth.
Yeah.
All of these things in the exterior is just because we want to become a part of something beautiful, and we want to be acknowledged, we want to be seen, we want to be heard. But if we do not see our own selves and we don't hear our own selves, we cannot, nor nobody else in the exterior can give us that acknowledgement. But until we start connecting in the inner kingdom, in the inner self, in the inner world, then we can start relating to the outer world. And once we have tapped into that beauty that is inside, we can become that beauty that other people will look at you and be like, and feel the same exact feeling that you feel inside.
Yeah. Do you believe in the philosophy of simplicity?
Absolutely.
Okay. How do you simplify? Because that's what I told myself. I'm gonna simplify my life this 2016. But wow, how to get started?
I think when you simplify, you just be. That's how simple it is. Being is the simplest thing that you can do. When you just be in the moment, you're simplifying the functionality of this body. You're not thinking. You're not, you're not logically thinking of what to do next. You're just simply being, and that is as simple as we can be. You wake up and you know, like, hey, you open your eyes and move. You're not planning. You're just being, and we are not on autopilot mode. We're not just on zombie mode, walking the streets and doing what we're supposed to do. But you're simply aware of everything around you, and that's as simple as it can be. We're talking about philosophy, and we're talking about realities, and it's now the studies. Things are not real unless you give your attention to it. So simply being is when I look at you, AA, and I really look at you, I'm connected to you for 1 second, right? And I'm being in the moment with you. But I can look at you and not be there, and my mind would be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Ang babae ay naglalakad sa madilim na pasilyo. Ang babae ay naglalakad sa madilim na pasilyo. Ang babae ay naglalakad sa madilim na pasilyo. Ang babae ay naglalakad naglalakad sa madilim na pasilyo. Ang babae ay 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 naglalakad sa madilim. Ang babae ay naglalakad sa madilim na pasilyo. Ang babae. Ang babae ay naglalakad sa madilim na pasilyo. Ang babae ay naglalakad sa madilim na pasilyo. Ang babae ay naglalakad sa madilim na pasilyo. Sa madilim na pasilyo. Babae ay naglalakad sa madilim na pasilyo. Babae. Ang babae ay naglalakad sa madilim na pasilyo. Babae. Babae ay naglalakad sa madilim na pasilyo. Babae ay naglalakad sa madilim na pasilyo. Ang 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 babae ay naglalakad sa maliwanag na pasilyo.
Okay, Opa, your performance. When can you say that you're experiencing an out-of-body? You're actually experiencing an out-of-body experience.
During the performance?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it should be that. I mean, it should be somehow. What's this?
Do you make plans how to go about
Trance.
every performance?
Yes, I
Okay.
have to because it should be truthful.
Okay.
I should really know the material well. And then if I study the material well, I get to know the character that I am portraying
Mm-hmm.
and its intention.
Okay.
And then when I perform it, there's truth in it, and then it will just transcend.
Okay.
And somehow it should feel like you're in a trance.
Okay.
But I should feel it first, I should understand it first, I should see it first before my audience to be able to see it and feel it and connection.
Okay.
And I should be sincere in my performance.
Do you feel comfortable performing other people's work?
Yes, but I have to study it, I have to prepare,
Okay.
I have to get to know it well, very well. Yes.
The end of punctuation. Apologies to the other gleeful glyphs, but with these 6, I have the most love-hate relationship. How many question marks am I allowed before my sentences become tiresome? Where was the mark in Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Stroke over dot. To my curiosity, is there a limit? Does an abyss lie beyond the edge of my queries? How terrifying is the interrogator's task? Will I find light if I groped in the dark? Are there answers at the end of the questions I dare ask? Am I deafening you with my exclamation point? I don't mean logical negation, factorial operation. As a warning sign alone, it does not disappoint. My feelings are strong and so are my words. Full stop with a vertical line above, screamer, gasper, slammer, starter, or a command. How much more can I boss you around before you cover your ears and hear no more of my fury and sound? How many quotes can you take from me? How many more of my inverted commas can you stand? Expressing irony, citing nicknames, or pointing out the non-standard? Am I mouthing someone else's words when my sentences wield someone else's sword? Enclosed in quote marks opening, closing. Do you doubt that what I write is true? With borrowed wisdom, have I any clue? Quote, unquote. And the M dash, my once favorite. A horizontal line the size of the uppercase M. It choked Darth Vader's sentence in a terminal pause, and it took long before we knew he was Skywalker's loss. With a pair of it, we can insert into a sentence a stray thought. Alone, its functions is to introduce a list of nuances to a word. Some interchange it with the M dash, but without the spaces that come with its shorter twin. Use it to dramatic effect and your sentence wins. Girlfriend in a comma, take a breath, come to life, keep going. With commas, my sentence becomes the long form of the Smiths. To the newspapers, it is dead, long live the Oxford comma. In a series of infinite ideas, infinite commas are an essential drama. To the death, I will fight for the serial in the list. Comma to the rescue when my sentences refuse to end. Before conjunctions, this glyph allows me half a breath and lets me achieve my Proustian ends. Now we've come to a resolution, case closed and problem solved. First, a full stop, then off to a clean slate. With a dot on the baseline, all doubts dissipate. No more questions, no more exclamations, just a statement of fact or an assertion. With French spacing, we can start a new revolution. The sentence is complete, but it's not the end. It's just a period.
He is gonna release a book soon. Okay, tell us about your experience as a poet.
Big, we have a role to play in, making
yes,
people
yes.
dream and making them want to have sex or not have sex, eat or not eat and stuff like that. So there's a power there that needs to be recognized
Yeah.
and regulated maybe. So and that's part of like the whole process for me. You were asking about the search and being in touch with your soul and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But, I felt that one of my expertise, I think, is women.
Okay.
Because that was my. I grew up with a lot of magazines around me from Town and Country and all of that, and I grew up thinking that the best people in the world are the likes of Duchess of Windsor or Pauline de Rothschild
okay,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. But I sort of like put them, they sort of like color the way I look at women. So I'm as an editor, I was like always sort of like expecting them to be perfect, to be beautiful, to have long legs and stuff like that. But lately, in that search mode, as I was like writing my story, because even creative writing, when I was in UP, I took up some creative writing classes. All my teachers would say, "How come the worlds that you build are always perfect, always beautiful people with nice glowing skin and mansions in the Isle of Wight and stuff like that." But parang now that I'm sort of like getting into the groove, I feel that I'm more drawn to the flaws. I'm beginning to be more interested in knowing that the Duchess of Windsor might have had done weird things in China.
Oh yes, of course.
Yung mga ganun, stuff like that. I mean, or like Pauline de Rothschild was like had so many utang and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm beginning to see life
As it
sort
is.
of like an experience. It's not about what's good or what's bad. It's not about.
You
I
wanted
mean,
to see the humanness,
Yeah, right. That's right.
not the perfection.
Lee, do you
Time is so finite in this life. just your mind's design. But there's no use, there is no enemy, there is just you. There is no pain, there is no suffering, there is just you. That you and I, we will never die, and it goes on and it goes on. This is our dance. This is our dance. This is our dance. So be kind and be compassionate. Be you. There is no pain, there is no suffering, there is just truth, truth. That you and I, we will never die, and it goes on and it goes on.
Feel comfortable with labels? Like as a musician, do you get called other names rather than saying that, oh, she's a great musician? What if someone tells you otherwise?
It's okay because we can never control what other people would
Okay.
say, and the moment that we are okay with that, then nothing can really faze us. Labels. I mean, as a person, I don't really call people particularly because label can be fluid. I don't believe that we are one label for the rest of our lives. That's kind of like saying that this chocolate is a chocolate. This cannot be melted. I mean, so but in all different eras and journeys of our life, just like a book, you turn the page and it's a different chapter, and you can't label one thing another. So it's detachment from the labels.
Okay. How do you make yourself feel comfortable in your skin? Like as someone who's really doing well, as someone who's really a great
Thank you.
musician.
I really appreciate that. You're too kind. How do you become comfortable? How do I become comfortable in myself? I stop thinking of pleasing other people,
Mm-hmm.
and I start enjoying what I do,
Okay.
and not doing what I do because I have to do it, or I have to do it and hope that other people can appreciate it or like it,
Mm-hmm.
and I just simply like it.
Okay.
I sit down, or I pick up my guitar, and I have the mindset and I set my intention for what it is that I'm about to do.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever it is, whether cooking, or anything as
Yeah.
simple as I'm walking. When I set my intention to doing that, then it brings me happiness. And when I'm happy, then I think when we just embody what we want, then it just shows. You don't
Everything
even-
goes well.
you don't even have to speak about how happy you are, because I think that's the most unhappy thing. I'm so happy. I'm really happy. I'm really, really happy. No, really, I'm happy. No, but I think happy people, you just see the glow, right?
Yeah.
You're just happy. So
Okay.
when you're happy, you're just comfortable in who you are.
Give us words of advice on how to be. Give our viewers your good advice.
How to be. Just don't think about others, and see others as a reflection of who you are, And how to be, for me, is how I want to be treated by other people, is how I'm going to treat them. It's simple as that. Become, like in this day and age, we want the world to change and change the world, and that can't happen until the change we want to see is something that we do in our lives. So just be what you want to see outside of yourself, you know, and other people. You know, if you want other people to be patient, then become patient. If you want other people to be kind, then be kind. So that's the only way, is to be.
Yeah. Opa.
Do what you want, be sincere about it, and when you're doing what you want and others will see you doing what you want, you are going to inspire them. Mangarap at tuparin.
I'd say don't be afraid, but that's part of being human. So I think at the end of the day, you just have to enjoy the ride. It doesn't matter whether it gets painful or it becomes happy. It's just your life, and you just have to see it for what it is. I guess that's what being is really all about.
Thank you guys for joining me on my show.
Thank you.
I'll see you again next week. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.